You have one life. Just one. Not two. Not three. One. And it is passing. Second by second. Minute by minute. Whether you notice it or not. The question is simple. What will you do with it? Will you settle for ordinary? Will you let fear and doubt define you? Will you drift through years, waiting for someone else to tell you it's time? Or will you rise? Will you challenge yourself? Will you step into the life you were meant to live? Remember this: success, happiness, fulfillment. They don't come to those who wait. They come to those who act. Here's the truth. Mediocrity is a choice. Small thinking is a choice. Settling is a choice. But so is greatness. So is courage. So is living a life that matters. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. Today, we're going to talk about how to refuse mediocrity and how to rise step by step into a life of meaning, passion, and impact. Each one designed to awaken your potential and challenge you to live your one life fully. Most people drift through life. They wake up, go to work, come home. They follow the crowd. They accept the ordinary. And then, one day, they look around and they realize they are not where they dreamed they would be. They feel the quiet disappointment of settling for less. Here's the wake-up call. You deserve more. Not because life owes you anything, not because the world is fair, but because you were designed for growth. You were created to expand. You were meant to live fully, boldly, abundantly. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. Most people settle for mediocrity because it is comfortable. Comfort feels safe. Safety feels predictable. Predictability feels like security. But comfort will never make you rich. It will never make you happy. It will never make you feel alive. Mediocrity is the easy road. It whispers in your ear. Don't take risks. Don't stand out. Don't aim too high. And you listen until years pass and you realize you've given your life to someone else's idea of normal. The wake-up call is simple. It is quiet, but profound. It comes when you stop making excuses. It comes when you start asking the hard questions. Am I truly living up to my potential? Am I proud of the person I've become? Am I creating a life worth remembering? If the answer is no, then you've been settling. And that is your invitation to change. Change does not happen with luck. It does not happen overnight. It happens when you decide to no longer accept less than you deserve. You are not ordinary. You are not average. You are a unique individual with talents, dreams, and potential. Your life does not get better by chance. It gets better by change. The first step to change is realizing your worth. The second step is refusing to accept mediocrity. You cannot aim for ordinary and expect extraordinary. You cannot follow the crowd and expect to lead. You cannot settle for comfort and expect fulfillment. You deserve more because you are capable more. Your mind is capable of learning more. Your heart is capable of loving more. Your hands are capable of creating more. Every day you settle, you pay a price. Time lost, opportunities missed, dreams delayed, potential wasted, and the cost is not always obvious. It is silent, subtle. It creeps into your life quietly until one day you wake up and ask yourself, where did my life go? Mediocrity is expensive. It robs you of the experiences you could have had. It steals the satisfaction you could have earned. It chains you to a life smaller than your potential. So here is the challenge. Stop settling. Stop waiting for someone else to make life better for you. Stop accepting less than you are capable of achieving. Look in the mirror. Ask yourself, am I doing everything I can to live fully? Then act. Because realization without action is useless. Understanding without discipline is wasted energy. The wake-up call is not punishment. It is opportunity. It is a gift. It is a chance to reset, redirect, and reclaim your life. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. And it begins today. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Today, you deserve more. More happiness. More freedom. More impact. The world does not hand it to you. You must claim it. You must build it. You must earn it. Refuse to settle. Raise your standards. Push past the easy path. Because you only get one life, one chance. And the life you create will be remembered not for the comfort you accepted, but for the courage you displayed. Mediocrity is quiet. It does not announce itself with fanfare. It creeps in slowly. It whispers in your ear. This is good enough. Don't push too hard. Why risk it? And the danger is, you don't even notice it at first. You think you're living your life. You think you're making progress. You think you're achieving. But mediocrity has a way of masking itself as normal. It dresses up as safety. It feels comfortable. It is familiar. And yet, it is the thief of dreams, the silent killer of ambition, the cage that keeps your potential trapped. Mediocrity shows up in many forms. Settling for a job that drains your soul. Settling for relationships that don't inspire growth. Settling for habits that weaken rather than strengthen. Settling for thoughts that limit rather than empower. It shows up in excuses. I don't have the time. I don't have the resources. It's too late for me. It shows up in procrastination, in fear, and in hesitation. If you are not willing to risk the unusual, you will have to settle for the ordinary. And that is the heart of the trap. The trap is not that life is unfair. The trap is that we allow ourselves to accept less than we are capable of achieving. Mediocrity lives in the comfort zone. The comfort zone is a place you know well. It is safe. It is predictable. It does not challenge you. It does not scare you. And yet, it kills your potential slowly, because growth never happens in comfort. Strength never develops in ease. Excellence never comes from staying where you already are. The comfort zone is an illusion. It promises security, but delivers stagnation. Don't wish it were easier, wish you were better. Excellence, on the other hand, is found outside. It requires effort. It requires courage. It requires the willingness to face uncertainty and discomfort. Why we fall into the trap. People fall into the trap of mediocrity for simple reasons. 1. Fear of failure. We worry that trying and failing will make us look weak. 2. Fear of change. Growth requires us to leave what we know. 3. Fear of responsibility. Greatness comes with greater demands. 4. Lack of clarity. Without a clear vision, we drift into what feels easiest. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Without discipline, without vision, without courage, mediocrity becomes the default. It is not imposed by the world. It is chosen. Settling for mediocrity is costly. You waste your talent. You waste your time. You waste opportunities that will never return. You dim your own potential. And worse, it becomes contagious. Surround yourself with mediocrity long enough, and you begin to adopt it as your standard. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you spend time with those who settle, you will begin to settle. If you spend time with those who aim higher, you will rise. Mediocrity is subtle. It convinces you it is normal. But normal is not enough. Your life was never meant to be ordinary. To recognize mediocrity is the first step. The second step is to refuse it. Start small. Raise your standards. Push yourself just a little more each day. Challenge your mind. Learn something new. Challenge your body. Strengthen yourself. Challenge your habits. Replace the weak with the strong. Challenge your environment. Surround yourself with those who elevate you. Formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. Your growth is your responsibility. No one else will elevate you if you do not choose to elevate yourself. Mediocrity is comfortable, but it is not fulfilling. It is safe, but it is not rewarding. It is familiar, but it is not transformative. You have one life, and you were meant for more. The trap exists, but awareness is your first tool to escape it. See the trap for what it is. Name it. Recognize it. And then decide to rise above it. The major key to your better future is you. The world will not wait for you to realize your potential. Time moves. Life passes. You must act. Refuse mediocrity. Refuse the comfort zone. Step forward. Aim higher. Your life is calling you, and it is far greater than you realize. You can't live an extraordinary life with ordinary habits. That's the truth. Simple, but powerful. Most people wish for extraordinary results, but they live like everyone else. And that's the problem. If you want to change your life, you must first break the pattern that keeps you ordinary. You see, mediocrity is not a condition. It's a pattern. It's a set of habits repeated daily, without thought. The alarm rings. You hit snooze. You rush to work. You complain about the boss. You wait for Friday. You dread Monday. And it repeats. Week after week, month after month, year after year, until one day you wake up and realize you've built a comfortable cage. Let me tell you something. Comfort is a slow poison. It doesn't hurt you instantly. It doesn't make noise. It quietly kills your ambition, your drive, your potential. You think you're safe, but really, you're stuck. So, if you want to escape the ordinary, you have to get uncomfortable on purpose. Growth lives on the edge of discomfort. That's where new ideas are born. That's where progress begins. Here's what I've learned. Extraordinary people don't wait for motivation. They act their way into feeling. They show up even when they don't feel like it. They practice when no one's watching. They read when others scroll. They plan when others procrastinate. And over time, the pattern changes. Because you see, you don't need to be extraordinary to start. You just need to start to become extraordinary. One of my favorite ideas is this. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. That bridge is what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. Discipline builds patterns that lead upward. Indiscipline builds patterns that pull you downward. So ask yourself today, what patterns are you building? Are your daily actions leading you closer to your goals? Or are they keeping you comfortable but average? Let's make it practical. If you want to break the pattern, you must. 1. Change your environment. Ordinary surroundings breed ordinary thinking. Spend time with people who stretch your vision, not those who shrink it. 2. Guard your input. What you read, listen to, and watch shapes your beliefs. Feed your mind with wisdom. Don't let negativity steal your focus. 3. Create structure. Extraordinary people have systems, routines that serve their goals. They don't rely on luck. They rely on consistency. 4. Reflect daily. Ask yourself, what did I do today that moved me forward? Without reflection, progress fades into the noise of busy living. 5. Commit to mastery. Whatever you do, do it better than most. Go deep. Learn. Refine. Improve. These are not huge, life-changing moments. They are small, daily decisions. And together, they create extraordinary results. Remember this? Don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better. That's the essence of leadership over your own life. Breaking the pattern means taking responsibility. It means saying, if it's going to change, it's up to me. You can't wait for better circumstances. You must become the better circumstance. And when you do, everything around you begins to change. I've met people who thought they were stuck forever, but all it took was one decision, one change in direction. They stopped being a victim of habit and became the author of their future. And that's the invitation today. Don't accept the ordinary. Challenge it. Question it. Break it. Because once you break that pattern, you'll never go back. You'll rise differently, think differently, act differently, and the world will begin to respond differently to you. So decide today. No more living by default. No more waiting for someday. This is your time to rise, to break the old pattern, and to create something extraordinary with your own two hands. Because here's the truth. You don't get what you wish for. You get what you become. And when you become extraordinary, extraordinary things start to happen. You've one life. Just one. And yet, most people live it as if they've got a spare. They drift. They hesitate. They settle. Not because they don't want more, but because they've made comfort their home. Comfort, it's warm, familiar, and safe. But it's also the silent killer of dreams. You see, my friends, comfort doesn't demand much from you. It whispers, "You're doing fine. You've done enough." But deep down, something inside you knows the truth. You could be more. You could do more. You could have more. Yet comfort convinces you to stop climbing the mountain halfway. And here's the problem. When you stop growing, you start dying slowly. Not physically, but mentally, spiritually, emotionally. You've one life. And the saddest thing I've ever seen is people wasting it because they chose what was easy over what was meaningful. They wanted security more than adventure, approval more than purpose, pleasure more than progress. Comfort feels good today, but it costs you tomorrow. It robs you of your future, quietly. Let me tell you something about success. Success demands discomfort. It demands challenge. It demands that you walk through storms while others stay dry. If you wait until it's easy, you'll be waiting forever. You've got to be willing to trade comfort for growth. That's the real price of greatness. Most people never understand that life has two pains. The pain of discipline, or the pain of regret. Discipline weighs ounces. Regret weighs tons. And comfort is the bridge that leads you straight to regret. It's the reason dreams fade. It's why people stop believing in themselves. It's why they die long before they're buried. You've one life. Don't spend it protecting your comfort zone. That small, safe circle you stay in, it's not safety, my friend. It's a cage. And the longer you stay inside it, the smaller your dreams become. The smaller your confidence becomes. The smaller you become. Every time you settle for good enough, you tell your potential, "I don't believe in you." You silence that voice inside that says, "I was made for more." And soon, you start believing the lie that you were never meant to rise. That's what comfort does. It changes your identity before it changes your future. So ask yourself today, what's your comfort costing you? Maybe it's costing you your dream. Maybe it's costing you your health. Maybe it's costing you your freedom. Comfort gives. Yes, but only in small doses. It gives pleasure for a moment, but it takes purpose for a lifetime. You've one life. And if you're going to make it count, you must learn to make peace with discomfort. Because discomfort means growth. It means expansion. It means you're moving towards something greater. Every leader I've met, every successful person I've known, they all learned the same truth. That comfort is the enemy of achievement. So today, don't run from the struggle. Run toward it. Push through the resistance. Welcome the discomfort. That's where your new life begins. That's where confidence is built. That's where greatness is born. You've one life. Don't settle for comfort when you were made for conquest. Don't settle for average when excellence is within reach. Don't settle for what's easy when what's extraordinary is waiting. Because one day, when you look back, you'll realize that every moment you stepped out of your comfort zone was the moment you became alive. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. So get better. Grow stronger. Become the kind of person success can't ignore. Because comfort never made anyone extraordinary. And remember, you've one life. Don't waste it being comfortable. Live it becoming great. There comes a moment when you stop living the old story, the story of doubt, the story of fear, the story of I can't, and you begin a new one. That's the moment when you rise. When you stop being who you were and start becoming who you're meant to be. You see, my friends, life will always present two choices: to stay where it's safe or to step into the unknown. Most people stay. They stay because it's comfortable, because it's familiar, because it feels secure. But here's the truth. Security is an illusion. You don't grow where it's safe. You grow where it's uncertain. You grow where it's uncomfortable. That's where the new you begins to emerge. The rise of a new you doesn't happen overnight. It happens through small acts of courage, repeated daily. Every time you do something you thought you couldn't, you rise a little higher. Every time you push past your fear, you grow a little stronger. And every time you keep going, even when no one notices, you build a foundation that no storm can shake. Now, let me tell you something important. You can't become the new you with the old mindset. You can't walk into a new life carrying yesterday's excuses. The old you will whisper, "Stay where you are. Play it safe. Don't risk too much." But the new you, the one inside waiting to come alive, will whisper something different. It'll say, "Go anyway. Try again. Take the next step." That's the voice of growth. That's the voice of purpose. That's the voice that leads to destiny. Remember what I said years ago. Don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better. Because the new you is not about an easier life. It's about a stronger you. You don't rise by removing challenges. You rise by outgrowing them. That's how you build power. That's how you build faith. That's how you build a life that inspires others. Let's talk about limits. Most of them are not real. They're stories we tell ourselves. Stories that say, "I'm not ready. I'm not good enough. I'm too late." But if you look closely, you'll find those limits were never there to stop you. They were there to test you, to see how much you truly wanted it. And once you decide, really decide that nothing will stop you, those limits begin to fade. Because every limit you break becomes proof of who you're becoming. When I started my journey, I wasn't the man I am today. I had excuses. I had doubts. I had fears. But I also had a dream. And dreams have a way of pulling you beyond what you think is possible. They challenge your comfort. They demand your best. They make you face yourself honestly. And that's what creates the new you. You see, the rise of a new you is not about becoming someone else. It's about returning to your true self, the one buried under years of fear and hesitation. It's about rediscovering your power, your worth, your purpose. And when that happens, you begin to live differently. You stop chasing things that don't matter. You stop comparing your journey to others. You stop waiting for permission. You start leading your own life on your own terms. That's when the magic happens. You see, my friends, extraordinary lives aren't built by extraordinary people. They're built by ordinary people who decided not to live below their potential. They rose above their excuses. They rose above their fears. They rose above their past. And that's what I want for you. Don't settle for being who you've been. Don't settle for good enough. Rise. Rise with discipline. Rise with purpose. Rise with faith. Because when you rise, you don't just change your life. You change your future. You change your world. For things to change, you have to change. That's the timeless truth. When you rise, everything else begins to rise with you. Your mindset, your relationships, your results, your opportunities. And one day, you'll look back and realize you're no longer the same person who started. You've evolved. You've transformed. You've risen. That's the reward of growth. That's the beauty of becoming. That's the rise of a new you. You've won life. Just one, not two, not three. One, and it is passing, second by second, minute by minute, whether you notice it or not. The question is simple. What will you do with it? Will you settle for ordinary? Will you let fear and doubt define you? Will you drift through years, waiting for someone else to tell you it's time? Or will you rise? Will you challenge yourself? Will you step into the life you were meant to live? Remember this. Success, happiness, fulfillment. They don't come to those who wait. They come to those who act. They come to those who think bigger, who choose better habits, who refuse mediocrity, who persist when others quit. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. That bridge is built one decision at a time, one action at a time, one day at a time. You've won life, and it's yours to shape. Don't waste it on excuses. Don't waste it on doubt. Don't waste it on comfort that keeps you small. Rise above. Think higher. Act bolder. Live fuller. One life. One chance. And it starts right now. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Now, decide today to be extraordinary. Decide today to become the person who wins. Decide today to live a life that matters. Because when you rise, the world rises with you. And that, my friends, is the reward of living without limits. You've won life. Make it count.